Okay, so let's do some standard form word problems today. We're going to do one of these together and look at an example, and then we're going to cut you loose to kind of work through some things today. Tomorrow we'll do the video and then some practice problems online to kind of make sure you're good to go. Make sure you open up your Desmos Scientific Calculator again today to help you practice using that technology to help you with your test on Monday. Okay, with your test on Monday. So let's go ahead and get started with our first problem here. So your school is sponsoring a pancake dinner to raise money for a field trip. They need to raise $3,800. You estimate that 200 adults and 250 children will attend. Let X represent the cost of an adult ticket and Y represent the cost of a child ticket. Well, this seems to be pretty familiar to when we did that link worksheet where we were looking at scrapbooks and stickers. Does everybody remember that? Do you remember doing those problems? So I think this is not the same type of equation. I think this is a standard form. So we need to think about AX plus BY equals C. AX plus BY equals C. Let me write that in yellow so we can see it. AX plus BY equals C. Remember, something X plus something Y equals a total. Okay? Something X plus something Y equals a total. So who remembers? Who's X in this problem? And how do I know? You're right. It was the adults. The adults were X because it was the first one we came across. And the next one is Y. So the next one is children. Okay, or the child tickets. All right, so we've got 200 adults and we have 250 children. So my equation would be something X plus something Y equals my total. I would have 200, so 200X plus 250Y equals my total of 3,800. Okay, now let's figure out what we're going to do with our 10. So if adult tickets cost $10, how much do the children's tickets cost to reach the 3,800? So it's the $10 that I need to do something with. Is that my X or is that my Y? Well, it says adults. So adults was my X. So this is going to substitute in where the X is. So 200 times my 10 plus my 250Y equals 3,800. Okay, so think back. How do we solve this? What's the first thing we're going to do? You're right. We got to simplify here. So 200 times 10, take a minute and figure out what that is. 200 times 10. And I'm going to go ahead and shrink this down real quick if I can. Hang on just a second. Let me adjust my screen some. And that way I can show you the Desmos calculator and we can kind of do that at the same time. Okay, so we've got our problem here. Okay, so I'm going to hit clear and I'm going to take 200 times 10 and that gives me, I guess I need to move that over a little bit. Can't see my total. 2,000. Okay, so 2,000 plus 250Y equals 3,800. And if you're ahead of me, keep going because I know that you can solve for Y, so keep going. For those of you who are kind of struggling, who moves next, the 2,000 or the 250? You're right, it's the 2,000. So let's subtract 2,000. My 250 is going to drop. And we have 3,800 minus 2,500, which is 2,000. And I get a total of 1,800. 1,800. 1,800. Okay, my last step. What am I doing? What's my last step? I'm dividing by 250. So 1,800 divided by 250 gives me 7.2. And that is Y. Okay, so what is this? What are we talking about? Are we talking about bananas, apples? No, we're talking about money. So what would this be in money? This is the cost of a child. A child's ticket. Remember, money has 2 decimal spots, so this would be $7.20. $7.20. Okay, let's look at this next one. Okay, you are running a concession stand at the basketball game. You sell hot dogs for $1 and sodas for 50 cents. At the end of the night, you made $200. Let X represent the number of hot dogs and sold, and the Y represent the number of sodas sold. Okay, so what's X? Yeah, X is hot dogs. And the Y are my sodas. And I see that because hot dogs is first, sodas is second. Okay, my equation. I have something X plus something Y equals my total. My total is 200. I know that. What's going to go in the other boxes? Well, hot dogs were $1, so there's a 1, and sodas were 0.5 or 50 cents. Okay, so now it says we sold 100 hot dogs. How many sodas did we sell? Where's this going to go? Is it my X or is it my Y? Yeah, it's the X. So I have 1 times the 100 plus 0.5Y is equal to 200. Now, we're not always going to be substituting in for X. Sometimes it might be Y, but on these two problems, it just happens to have been X. So 1 times 100, well, that's easy. Okay, take a minute and solve for Y. I'll catch up with you and see if you did it right. All right, let's see how you did. I'm subtracting my 100. 0.5y equals 200 minus 100. Well, that's 100. And now I'm going to divide by 0.5. So 100 divided by 0.5 gives me a total of 200. Now, what are these? 200 what? What am I talking about? 200 was the Y, so that means I'm talking about sodas. So I sold 200 sodas. Okay, so we're going to do the first problem on your homework together. And so let's go ahead and see if we can fill in these blanks, okay? All right, so a 100-point test has true-false questions worth 2 points apiece and multiple choice questions worth 4 points apiece. Okay, so I think I want to get rid of my total first. So there's 100. All right, what are the 2 things we're talking about? 2 things. Yeah, the first thing they're talking about is a true-false. So we're going to put TF. The second thing is multiple choice. Multiple choice. All right, so who thinks they know what their equation is? All right, let's holler it out. You're right, 2x plus 4y equals 100. Good job. Good job. Okay, if you have 24 questions worth 4 points apiece. Okay, 24 questions worth 4 points apiece. Okay, now think about that. 2x plus 4y equals 100. Where are we going to put that 24? Is it going to go with the 2 or is it going to go with the 4? Yeah, it goes with the 4 because it's talking about the 4. So 2x plus 4 times 24 equals 100. Okay, take a minute, hit pause, see if you can solve this. Okay, let's see how you did. The first thing I need to do is 4 times 24. That gives me 96. So 2x plus 96 equals 100. And solving this, I'm going to subtract 96. That's the first thing. So I have 2x equals 100 minus 96 is 4. Divide by 2, x is 2. Now, 2 what? What am I talking about? Well, the 2 are true-false questions. There are two of the two true and false questions on the test. Okay, you're on your own for a little bit, and you're going to move through the rest of this worksheet where you're going to be answering the questions, filling in the blanks, and then tomorrow will be fully digital as you kind of answer them and submit your answers online, practicing how we do that. So have a good rest of the day.